Now that we have some idea of how MetaMask handles accounts, we're going to get some experience in sending and receiving Ethereum coins. To do so, I'm going to open up a new browser window, and I encourage you to do the same thing as well. In this new window, I'm going to navigate to faucet.com, and I'll put the URL right here so you can read it easily. This is a tiny little website that I put up specifically for this course that will take the address of your account and it'll send you some tiny amount of Ether specifically on the Rinkeby test network. So this will give us a good idea of what the process is for receiving tokens. After we receive these tokens, we can then send them directly back and see how that goes as well. And this might seem like a very basic exercise, but there's a very good reason that we're doing it. We're going to go through this process, and then once we see it in action, we're going to walk through some of the nitty-gritty details that are going on behind the scenes, and that will give us a much better grounding in how Ethereum works. So let's give this a shot. Inside of MetaMask, I'm going to need to get my account address. So I'll open up my MetaMask window. I'm going to click the ... right here, and then I will click Copy Address to Clipboard. So that takes my account address and puts it on the clipboard. So I can now go back over to the browser, highlight the input, I can right click it and hit paste, and then I should see my account address placed in here. Now your account address is of course going to be very different from mine. All right, now here's the interesting part. I'm going to click submit here. All right, so let's click submit. When I do so, you'll see a spinner appear on the screen. Now that might be a little bit of a surprise, or maybe it's not. I got a quick question for you while we were waiting for this thing. Did you expect the transfer of coins here to be instantaneous? Or did you expect it to take some amount of time? It clearly is taking some amount of time here, and I find that actually be kind of interesting. The fact that it takes some amount of time to send money from point A or account A to account B is a very interesting fact of how Ethereum works. And that's going to play in directly to some of the nitty-gritty details that we're going to dive into in just a minute. So after about 30 seconds or so, we'll see a message that pops up that says, great, coins are on the way. And here's the fun part. If we go back up to MetaMask, we should be able to make sure that we have the Rinkeby test network selected right here. And we should see that we now have a balance of 0.001 Ether. Directly underneath that, you'll notice that it says that this is worth 0.7 US dollars or 70 cents. Again, don't get too excited. All of the Ether coins that we work with on Rinkeby are completely worthless. Even though it seems like I might be incredibly generous giving you 0.001 Ether here, there actually is another website very similar to this one right here where you can freely request up to 18 Ether coins at a time, which is fantastic for testing purposes. We'll take a look at that website later on, but for right now, I wanted to use this much more easier to use version just to show you how to get some number of coins. All right, let's take a pause right here. We're going to come back in the next section and we're going to dive into what just happened when we submitted our address to this website. So quick break, I'll see you in a minute.